Welcome back to the O Show. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and set alerts. We're going to hop right into this because Miss Warren will not allow us to have nice things. We saw a beautiful Bitcoin monthly close. We'll talk about that in a minute. But of course, Miss Warren has to tweet. Cryptocurrencies risk undermining sanctions against Russia, allowing Putin and his cronies to evade economic pain. U.S. financial regulators need to take this threat seriously and increase their scrutiny of digital assets. So, there's a couple things I have wrong with this statement here. There's a lot of inaccuracies, so we're going to go ahead and go through the story. So the article here is from the New York Times. Russia could use cryptocurrency to blunt the force of U.S. sanctions. Russian companies have many cryptocurrency tools at their disposal to evade sanctions, including a so-called digital ruble and ransomware. So there's a lot going on here. But let's talk about what cryptocurrency is, what Bitcoin is, and what decentralization is. So decentralization, or functioning in a decentralized economy, allows for people to send money across borders in any time they want and to whomever they want. In a true decentralized economy, you don't get to dictate who has access to their funds and vice versa, because it is permissionless, it is borderless, self-sovereign, etc. So that is actually a very positive aspect of crypto. So one of the positive aspects of crypto is I can send you money regardless, and that's great. And a bad person can send another bad person money, and that could be very, very bad. So that's what Miss Warren is worried about, is the bad people sending money. But at the same time, she's failing to realize the really great things about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. There has been millions and millions of dollars that have been donated to the Ukraine via cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency allows for those who are unbanked to have access to their money. Cryptocurrency and Bitcoin allows those who are unbanked to have access to their money. So one of the issues I have with Ms. Warren's statement is that she doesn't like crypto, but instead of speaking on the good things that crypto has done for Ukraine, she wants to focus on the negative things. And of course she wants to do that because she wants to regulate the heck out of crypto, and it's probably out of fear. But let's go ahead and go through this article and talk about the facts. So economists estimate that sanctions imposed by Western nations cost Russia about $50 billion a year. So anytime a sanction is placed on a specific country, it could cause them financial hardships. And that's one of the reasons why, is if you're bad, we're going to punish you and not allow you to do X, Y, Z. So basically, they are trying to press Russia so that they do not continue to invade the Ukraine, which I understand. But at the same time here, some people do not respond well to threats. So am I for sanctions or against sanctions? I don't know. It kind of depends who we're dealing with here. And either way, somebody like Putin seems to not care about sanctions, and it could cause him to become more upset. And that is a key piece of information that we need to think about. Lastly, well, not lastly, there's more here. On Tuesday, the Biden administration enacted fresh sanctions on Russia. So Tuesday, the Biden administration said, we're putting sanctions on you because you're being bad and you're invading Ukraine. And to apply the sanctions, the government makes a list of people and businesses its citizens must avoid. Anyone caught engaging with a member of the list faces heavy fines. So basically, if you go do business with Russia because Russia is sanctioned, or somebody that was sanctioned, you can get busted and you would have to pay a fine. So that makes sense. And the way that they're able to kind of see who's doing this is with KYC, know your customer. And anytime you open any account at any centralized entity, they want to know your name, your address, your phone number, your personal business, all that stuff. That's partially for sanctions and so that they can comply with local laws and regulations. As far as crypto goes, you don't need to do KYC to access your Bitcoin. If you hold it on a cold storage wallet, or if you utilize a decentralized protocol, nobody needs to KYC you, and you can still have access to your money. But in order for this way of thinking or this system to truly work, I would have to be able to send you Bitcoin if I wanted to order tacos, and then you would accept that Bitcoin and give me tacos, and then in turn go ahead and utilize that Bitcoin to pay for other goods and services. And the world isn't really set up for that yet. Next key piece of information. The Russian government is developing its own central bank digital currency, a so-called digital ruble that it hopes to use to trade directly with other countries willing to accept it without first converting it into dollars. So a lot of countries are going to be merging over to a digital currency. And one of the reasons why they want to do that, it can cut costs down, it's easy to send, all different types of things. But in Russia's case, the reason why they may want to do this is because they don't want to deal with the United States. They don't want to be told what to do. And the issue with it, over here, let's talk about it. Russia could find willing partners in other nations targeted by US sanctions, including Iran, that are also developing government-backed digital currencies. China, Russia's largest trading partner in both imports and exports, according to the World Bank, has already launched its own central digital bank currency, which is 100% true. The country's leader, Xi, I hope I said that correctly, recently described China's relationship with Russia as having no limits. So there's a lot of issues here. So you can place sanctions on Russia all you want, but at the same time, they can continue to partner with people that do not like the US or do not like NATO or any other countries or alliances, etc. So realistically, the sanctions may actually be pushing them to do things you don't want them to do. So Elizabeth Warren, in my personal opinion, was wrong by putting this out because she doesn't understand cryptocurrency and she fails to do so. She put out a really negative opinion that's going to cause FUD in the market based off of her not understanding or being very small-minded. Regardless if you have sanctions or not, people are going to form allies with others and they're going to work with them doing different things. And we'll probably see Russia and China do things together to help improve their economies because the United States is issuing sanctions. At the end of the day, Bitcoin cryptocurrency has both pros and cons. I do believe that it does have more pros than cons, and at the same time, I think it's important to recognize both the pros and cons. But wanting to kind of control cryptocurrency because you think it's so dangerous without talking about how great it was, how much money was raised for the Ukraine, is a problem, and it's very, very problematic to me. Also, too, one thing I do want to note. What does Russia provide to the US? And how is this going to impact our economy and also the prices of crypto? Because it all ties together. Most of the imports come from mineral fuels, which are estimated to be worth $13 billion. Precious metals and stone worth $2.2 billion. Iron and steel worth $1.4 billion, and fertilizers worth $963 million. Russia is also a key link to agricultural products like tree nuts, vegetable oils, dairy products. Of the 69 million in agricultural products sent from Russia to the US in 2019, 8 million were snack food. So Russia provides goods to the United States. And now we can potentially be losing these goods because of sanctions that are imposed. So sanctions are a very complex thing. And unfortunately, the United States feels the need to impose sanctions than trying to reason with Russia and their political leaders, their public servants. Is this a good or a bad thing? I don't know. All I know is this is going to continue to cause inflated prices in the United States, and we're going to have a lot of turmoil here and in other places because all of these leaders can impact people on a global level. So it's a really scary time right now. Is Bitcoin the answer? I think it's a great tool for people to use, but I don't think it's the answer in what's currently going on. Quick market update. Altcoins are doing immensely well as Bitcoin is currently trading at $43,000. So one of the things I do want to remind you, please make sure you are in and out and take your profits because this pump might not be sustainable. As far as the Bitcoin monthly candle close, to me, it was bullish neutral. The reason why is we did have a swing wick high to 45.4, a swing wick low to 34.4, opened here at 38.5, and a close here at $43,000. So this was a great monthly candle close, but at the same time, I am a little bit cautious because just because we have a bullish candle close on the monthly doesn't mean we're going to see bullish price action the remainder of the month, especially with all the insanity happening. For this next segment, we've partnered with Coinchange. And one of the reasons why is they offer really great passive income rewards. So Coinchange is a yield farming aggregator and portfolio manager for DeFi that was founded in 2018 in Toronto, Canada. And they're currently licensed in 35 US states. So you can actually go ahead and trade regular cryptocurrencies on the platform. But the really cool thing about it is they use state-of-the-art technology that allows you to directly connect to multiple different DeFi exchanges, also known as DEXs, to go ahead and keep up in real time with some of the best pricing. And the the cool thing about it is you can actually do this all on the Coinchange platform without having to utilize multiple different dexes. And probably the next most important part that they have is this. You can earn high yields on some of the most popular tokens. Right now, they have 16.1% passive income back for USDC and USDT, 1.6% Bitcoin, and 5.1% Ethereum. As always, you guys, anytime we're talking about putting coins in to earn passive income, I always recommend a moon bag. To me, that just removes a lot more risk. But one of the great things about Coinchange is there's no lockup period. Some centralized platforms do force you to lock your crypto up, but Coinchange does not do that. And you can withdraw your income at any time. Also, too, you can go ahead and utilize on a web, iOS, or Android, and you can essentially earn from your pocket. But always make sure you use proper OPSEC. Before we get going, I want to remind you to take profits. And one of the reasons why I think taking profits is so important, especially when we're talking about altcoins, is there's a lot of risk associated. So according to Glassnode alerts, USDC number of active addresses, 7-day MA, just reached a 1-month high. And the previous 1-month high was observed on February 28th. So because people are holding more USDC, it means they are de-risking. If big players in the market are going to be de-risking and holding stable coins during times of uncertainty, you may want to consider doing the same. And the reason why is the name of the game is not being right. It is protecting your capital and stacking those coins and improving the life of yours and your family members. Thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you later. Bye-bye.